Hi. Hi, how are you? Kent Pelissari, nice to meet you. Hi.
Nice to meet
No,
you.
Kent Pelissari, nice to meet you.
Leo, hi, Eric, nice to meet you.
Kent Pelissari, nice to meet you.
Eric, nice to meet you. Hi.
Kent Pelissari, nice to meet you.
Eric, nice to meet you. Come on.
Kent Pelissari, nice to
Tino,
meet
hi,
you. I
Eric.
like the shirts, by the way.
Nice
Kent Pelissari, nice to meet you.
Hi, Eric, nice to meet you.
Put yourselves in the shoes of a parent. These are shoes some of you may already wear. You find out one day that your child is interested in computer programming. Unfortunately, their school has none of the necessary resources to teach it themselves, and no programs to send them to, except for us. We're Leviathon. We offer fun, affordable, hands-on coding courses for ages 9 to 14. Remember, when you want to code, Leviathan is the way to go. Hello, my name is Leo. I'm the CEO of Leviathan.
Hello, everybody. My name is Valentino. I'm the secretary of Team Leviathan.
I'm Esdras. I'm the CMO of Team Leviathan.
I'm Noah. I'm the CFO of Team Leviathan.
I'm Ivan. I'm the co-CMO of Leviathan.
I'm Daniel. I'm the CTO of Leviathan. This is Melissa. She is 34. She has a son. He's Xavier, who loves gaming. Melissa's been looking into programming classes for her son Xavier. He's been asking for it. Unfortunately, his school has none that he can attend to.
Until now, we at Leviathan have a solution to this problem by offering an affordable, year-round hands-on coding course for children ages 9 through 14. This will teach them about all the coding wonders.
You're probably wondering, what makes us unique? Well, unlike most computer programming courses, we offer local hands-on learning here in Fresno. And after a scheduled study time, we will offer them snacks and free time until they get picked up.
Now let's talk about our competitors. Here at Leviathan, we're going to be using ground-up gaming development to teach kids. We're a year-round program. We're local in Fresno. We teach robotics and hands-on learning. Quick Labs is local in Fresno. They teach robotics and their hands-on learning. Code.org does ground-up game development too.
So even with all this information, how can we attract customers? Well, we will attract customers through our ads, which will be parents of children. We already attract customers through our Instagram. We plan to keep our customers through offers, giveaways, and bonuses for being a long-term customer, and we will grow our business by getting sponsored by other schools.
So as said earlier, we are a hands-on learning experience, but we have considered the fact that some of our students may not be able to join us in person. So to reach those students, we plan on making an online course to make sure no student feels left out.
These are our purchasable bundles. The first one being website and logo creation. Selling for $45 for a month of after-school learning, which will last an hour and a half each school day. This will carry on to our other bundles as well. Our second bundle, video game and soundtrack development, sells for $70, and our final bundle, robotics and 3D modeling and turning, will sell for $95. This bundle includes our previously two mentioned bundles, becoming the ultimate package. Now our curriculum overview. These lessons for our classes are taught to children who sign up grow their creativity, while learning new ways to use it. We structure our lessons for the children span over a long period of time, allowing them to take in new information and explore the world of coding. Here's an example of one of our lessons, video games and soundtracks. We will teach them to use their ideation and creativity skills through character movements, game levels, and sounds to fit the theme. We will also use video games as examples to show the impact of background location as well as music, ambience, and how this affects gameplay.
Our MVP results. Our MVP feedback helped us make necessary adjustments such as explaining our curriculum and giving more information about how we will teach it and when we will teach it.
We have considered potential pivots such as expanding our age range to reach a wider audience.
Now for our ad results. We actually just made our first ad 3 weeks ago, and this is the most current information. With 43,000 views, we went over our goal. With 182 likes, we went just under our goal. And with 439 website visits, we just went way over our goal.
So, for our first year, we plan to spread our name across Fresno through advertisements and flyers in hopes of getting 15 students throughout the year. And for our second year, we plan to have regular classes after school in order to get an image and gain more students. Also, we'll be contacting schools in order to spread our poster. And for our third year, We hope that those schools will sponsor us in order to get more students inside our classroom.
We define success through our growth not only here in Fresno, but in the Central Valley and California as well. We also define success through our students learning something new and having fun.
The key to our success lies in the goals we set for ourselves. For our first month, we want to gain 1,000 new followers. For the first 8 months, we want to sell 35 classes. And for our website engagement, we want to gain at least 10,000 views for our first year.
This is our market. For our TAM, we took the children in our demographic across all the United States and multiplied it by a full year of our $70 bundle to get a TAM of $17 billion. We then divided this number by the population in Fresno and got a number of $27 million. And with a 2% market share, our sum comes out to $540,000. Our capital ask is $150,000 for 10% equity in our company. For our expenses, our startup cost is at minimum $30,000, with half of it going to equipment, then development, marketing, administrative costs, and liquidity. And for our per year SG&A, it comes out to $275,000, with 50% of it going to salaries and consulting, and a large chunk going to our summer camp program that we're planning to do, then marketing, then liquidity. This is our first 3 years of projected revenue. With a 20% growth rate, our revenue is expected to go from $540,000 in the first year to $777,000 in the third year. The numbers at the bottom represent the mathematical. They represent the math.
Here's a QR code to our landing page to sign up for more information about our program. We at Leviathan don't just code, we build a community. We hope you remember, when you want to code,
Leviathan is the way to go.
I'm still trying to figure out how the class itself works. So, you have a physical aspect places that people can go, like Magnesium, places where we can go and do this, or is it all online?
we have a location. The online courses are only to reach students who aren't able to go to the location after school.
Okay, so your primary business model would be a physical?
It is physical. That is our primary business model.
Okay. So one of the things that you see in some of the cost there is that your rent, your triple net, your insurance, all those things that go into, that is that built into some of your costs. I saw marketing and all that, but I didn't see any of that in your business model about the actual physical aspects of what that's going to cost you. Okay, so, well, that's what I was trying to figure out. Are you going to do this in a school? Is that where you're going to do it? Or are you going to have a separate entity that people will drive to and it'll specifically have the program there? Okay, so your aspect of your business is going to rely on whether the school is going to allow you to do this, or you're going to have opportunities to do that in the school. So you're going to have to get permission from like the president of the high school district and all that. So that's your basis. Second is, so you have teachers that will do this. Is that right? So explain to me a little bit about the curriculum. So is it like, let's say my child's interested in this, and then after school, this class start at 4 o'clock. Is it basically a session from an 8-week program, and this is what we do? How does the program work? So is it that, or is it explain a little bit to me the methodology of how the program works?
Well, it would be after school. You would come to our location, or we would be at your school, and it would last an hour, and then the 30 minutes is extra time, so the parents have time to pick their children up. So it would be directly after normal school hours.
Okay, so let's say you have kids in the program, but let's say you now have a new parent that brought your child in. That's what I asked you. Is it a way that they can just start from the very beginning, or do they have to sign up from the very start, or you can just have a rolling?
Well, we will have rooms for people who have progressed further through the program. And then people who are just starting would be in a separate room learning the beginning of it and catching up.
And then how many people can be in the classroom?
Well, an average is like 30 in elementary, so like 30 kids can fit in a classroom.
So I saw your pricing for online courses, but I didn't see the pricing for the actual.
No.
It is the same price.
The same price. Okay. So if you're going to do the $95 one, is that going to be a separate classrooms, or are you going to have 3 different classes that you're teaching?
Yes, we will have separate classrooms for the different bundles.
Okay. And then you have teachers. Teachers is one.
Yeah.
Unless someone else has a question. If you don't mind me asking, you named a couple of competitors that some of us are familiar with. My questions are, if you could explain to us what are some barriers to even entering in the after-school program industry that's unique to Fresno that might differ versus other towns surrounding it? What are certain barriers you have to meet just to be able to teach the after-school programs?
So, some barriers that we have to meet to teach after-school programs, it has to be, I know there has to be like some lessons, like actually where you teach the kids about having like free time after school. So we don't need to have that. And barriers. And then we also need to be able to have the trust of parents to trust the supervisors as we watch them after school. You know, that's all the barriers.
And if that's the case, why hasn't there been, let's say, another company or one of your competitors that have already dominated this field? Why is it that there is even a niche for you to step in?
Most courses that teach coding are strictly online, which you would need a laptop for. So instead of buying a $100 to $1,000 laptop, you could sign up for our course, and we provide the equipment and the lessons so you get to learn.
So included in the cost for sending someone to an after-school program, they get a free laptop out of it?
No, they get to use a laptop while they're in our program. They don't get to take it home. It's so they can learn without needing to buy more expensive equipment.
So of that $15,000 figure, that's where that goes towards computers. Is that right? That $15,000 asset or cost that you guys said? Equipment cost? How many computers is that?
Well, for models, for the price, that's
100? And at that rate, so you guys can have, you can have a decent amount. One thing that I'm questioning specifically about the software, are you guys using Minecraft at all to teach Minecraft education?
Oh, yes.
Okay. You guys would dominate if you start throwing Minecraft out there. You know that they're doing like multi-million-dollar ad campaigns?
Oh, yeah.
So every time a kid sees Minecraft, they think of Leviathon, they think of learning, they think of wanting to like build something. That would be insanely great. And I think that for you guys, that really will punch above your pitch, because having that kind of brand and IP that you guys can freely use, not a lot of people understand that relationship and how Minecraft education works. So that would be awesome for you guys to lean into, and using that for some of your branding and promotion would be, I would think, an easy way to get eyeballs onto stuff. I think actually showing this is what a course will look like, or this is a definitive outcome that they will get by doing this course for the presentation would be really helpful. But that's. Can you go back to the Quick Labs and the other competitor? year-round program. It seems like Quick Labs and Code to have decided that maybe during the summer, or maybe there isn't much of a need for coding camps, or do you guys think that there's an opportunity there? It looks like you want to do a year-round program. Can you explain that a little bit more?
It would match more like with the school year, so it would be 10 months, and then of course summer break, winter break would be off, but we are doing it 5 days a week for 10 months, so it would match up with the children's school year. And then during summer, we're planning on doing a 2-week program where kids could just come out, try our program. If they like it, they can sign up for the whole year.
I would just recommend changing your verbiage there from year-round. To me, that implies that there's no break, and it doesn't kind of coincide with school.
Yeah.
To making, saying it's something along it works around the school schedule.
Yeah.
Something like that. Because I would argue probably Quick Labs also goes around their schedule too. So I'm just wanting to make sure that everything is set up on here.
Okay, good presentation. I have a question on like the summer sessions that you just mentioned. When you look at the QR code, that's not an option. It was just monthly or the complete package. So I think that if I were a parent, I'd want to know what are my options. And then there might be like a max for some of these classes, right? So I don't know, you might need to have a wait list if you get more interested parties, that you might have to cut them off at a certain time, right? That was my comment. I don't know if you have an answer or a solution for that on your app in terms of putting the cost for just a summer session if someone was going to do a 2-week session or a 1-week session.
Mm-hmm. Well, for our summer one, I know that we did make a Google form so the location is going to be at my church. We're located at Kalawa, and I'm actually thinking of doing this summer. So it was just a form. A lot of them speak Spanish, and I would rather show them just in person if they would want to sign up instead of them having to scan a QR code. So yeah, it's more of a Google form.
Okay.
Yeah, that I plan to have them sign. So it hasn't been shown to them or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overall, I've seen a lot of improvement from your last presentation, so good job. I'm getting a lot of Tron vibes from your presentation, the movie Tron. But that being said, there are a couple things. Can you go back to your packages of what you offer for the price points right there? I would have really liked a little bit more explanation on each package of what you're getting, what certificates you're getting, and certifications. Because right now I'm okay, I love the concept that you're helping fill in the gaps that sometimes schools can't provide, and you're filling in those gaps that that kids or students that are interested in doing more outside of school, which is great. I love that. But as a parent, I need to know if what's going on during that hour and a half once a week, correct? So I want to know, are they going to get certified for $45 a month? Because I would gladly pay $95 if go from 45 to 95 if I knew that was oh, you're getting a lot more value for that 95 versus the 45. I just need more. I need to see that. I think that's where your slide kind of needs improvement because that is your selling point right there. Your bundles is what am I getting for that, and what exactly am I getting? So. That being said, also, your overhead costs. So you said you're going to be going to schools. So do you know that process, how to get into schools and be a vendor? Do you know that process?
We have done some research on it, but we haven't actually tried to reach out to any schools yet because we are still building up our curriculum. It's kind of complicated because we have to span it out because our courses are monthly, so we have to make sure that they are learning up to a certain point each month, so that way they're not getting less value from what they're paying for or over-learning, so then they're not interested in going again.
Right, and if you need help with that, I can help you with it's called an RFQ. It basically states what you're doing for that whole school year, and it's a bid, so it is a process. So it's something you have to plan for almost 9 months in advance or a year in advance. So it's not just, hey, show up, we want to teach at the school. You actually have to have insurance. You have to have liability insurance that's up to $2 million liability insurance. All those things have to be done before you apply for the bid. So it's not just show up and pitch this. It is a process. So just so you know that, if you want to do that, I can help you just show you how it's done, but that's something you really have to pre-plan at least a year in advance, I'd say. Give yourself enough time, okay? Other than that, thank you. Appreciate it.
So I will say the challenge of going last is all the good questions get asked first, so you have to sort of struggle with something to come up with at the end. Who's going to be teaching the courses? These are really exciting but in-depth topics. Are you finding professionals? Are you on the team going to train up in these respective areas?
We will be teaching these courses, but we have also considered taking in internships, so people with some that may have more experience in some of these fields could share their knowledge with the students.
But that would be an internship model for the contractor? Okay. Presumably, if they have a skill set like that, they don't want to do it for free. They want to be compensated for it too. But then, okay, so professors, we're a little soft on curriculum in general, though. Are you thinking about developing this yourself, or would you buy the curriculum from somebody, an existing provider?
We have been currently working on developing the curriculum ourselves. We have so far a lesson plan for the first month of each respective bundle, and we're still in development of getting the rest of the 10 months to go throughout the school year.
Okay, fair enough. And the last question I'll ask, I'll tell you, the most stressful part of my week is the 1 hour I spend with my Cub Scout troop every week. Do you guys like kids? Do you like little kids? Do you want to work with kids?
Yeah, good question.
We all have siblings,
Mm-hmm.
or most of us have siblings on the team, so we understand the struggles of dealing with children, so we're prepared.
Fair enough, all right. I'll check in after month 4.
Yeah.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.